article we decided to summarize is called Alteration of Flow Regimes Caused by Large-Scale Forest Disturbances, a case study from a large watershed in the interior of British Columbia, Canada, by Mingfeng Zhang and Zhao Wei.
We're going to summarize by talking about methods and how the data was collected, the results that they found, and the conclusion and significance of their findings.
The article was published February 24th, 2013, and talks about the study that was conducted on a large scale in the Baker Creek watershed, located in the Baker Creek region. This particular watershed was chosen because it has been severely disturbed by natural and human factors. The study aimed to look at the impacts of these disturbances on the flow of the area. Here's a small map of the area that was studied.
So Zhang and Wei classify large-scale disturbances as forest stands disturbed by logging, mountain pine beetle attacks, forest fire, and a combination of all three. Data was collected from one hydrometric station that sits in the Baker Creek region. Climate data such as temperature and precipitation levels were gathered from the Quesnel Airport Climate Station, which is about 2 kilometers away from the mouth of Baker Creek. Data was collected from the 1960s all the way till 2008, and relationships between the dominant species, height, health, and age were formed, which helped determine the effectiveness of the forest stand recovery after one or more of these large-scale disturbances had occurred.
As you can see by the graph on the left, the Baker Creek region is snow dominated. Zhang and Wei might have used a similar graph to determine when to check the flow of the stream. The right graph is data collected from the Quesnel Airport Climate Station. This data was between 1981 and 2010, so it's not exactly the same graph that Zhang and Wei were working with, but it gives you an idea of the temperature and precipitation levels in the area at the time of the study.
The results that they found were that in areas of high flow that had undergone a major disturbance, it increased the timing and the discharge of the flow. In areas of low flow after a disturbance, the flow magnitude increased and reduced the probability of drought, and also reduced the variability of flow. The graphs below shows the increase of areas disturbed and the different activities that cause this throughout the study.
One reason it is believed these areas were affected the way they were was due to the elimination of the forest canopy and forest floor vegetation that can intercept water flow.
So the study was done because it gives us an idea on what large-scale disturbances done by both natural and unnatural causes can do and how it can affect large watersheds and the way they discharge. Now, obviously, watersheds are an important natural resource to study as they affect the landscape and the riparian areas within them, and they can be a part of, obviously, reservoirs that we get our water from. So in these areas, we can also see that changes in flow affect the abundance of certain species in these riparian and neighboring zones. And so in the end, these events can kind of alter the way we manage certain areas and the watersheds around them. And for areas of low flow, it can kind of be beneficial to alter the flow regime to increase the magnitude and prevent drought. And then obviously in high flow areas, water management is key to prevent higher chances of flooding. So it is important that we understand the impact of these events so that we can properly protect ourselves and the environment.